Teachings for the New Golden Age by the beloved Ascended Master Kuthumi. Forcefields. The Chela now speaks. Beloved Master, what is an individual's sphere of influence? Blessed Chela. The individual's sphere of influence is synonymous with his personal aura. Each individual magnetizes, through his threefold flame within the heart, a certain amount of life energy which he qualifies according to free will. This energy passes through his four lower bodies into the atmosphere around him and becomes his sphere of influence upon life in general. Beloved Master, how can such an individual sphere of influence be of beneficial effect upon life? Blessed Chela. All self-conscious intelligences, taking the responsibility for calling forth and qualifying life, are an influence upon the general atmosphere and environment in which they function, because they are radiating centers of energy. The quality and type of radiation is determined by the free will choice of the qualifying intelligence. As energy is constantly flowing through the individual, it is flowing into the atmosphere and environment in which the intelligent consciousness abides. To become a beneficial influence on life, one must learn to consciously qualify this energy constructively. Beloved Master, what are the qualifying centers by which an individual may consciously control the type of energy and influence which he sends forth? Blessed Chela. All of the lower bodies of an individual help to mold primal life, qualify energy, and catapult it forth for good or evil. For instance, the mental body either creates or accepts thought forms which radiate the particular quality of energy representative of the activity depicted by the thought. The emotional body radiates the quality of energy which is representative of the feeling entertained. The etheric body radiates the quality of reminiscence which the consciousness entertains in looking backward. The physical body radiates a type of energy representative of the substance absorbed and the actions in which the body is engaged. This conglomerate mass of energy spewed forth into the aura or sphere of influence of the individual forms a sphere of radiation which presses upon and affects the atmosphere, home, environment, and associates of that individual, stimulating them to either greater spiritual aspiration or to deeper ensnarement in the appetites of the senses. The seizing of the control of the qualifying centers of thought, feeling, memory, and action by the I Am consciousness is the first step in the creation of a sphere of influence which is beneficial to the race. Beloved Master, what service does a controlled sphere of influence render mankind? Blessed Chela. A controlled, constructive, harmonious, positive sphere of influence does exactly what its name implies. It influences the generation of similar qualities of faith, hope, charity, harmony, spiritual aspiration in those it contacts. The power of contagion so aptly demonstrated in the transference of fear and panic through mass hysteria, is equally applicable in the transference of God's qualities and nature. Beloved Master, is there any manner by which an already polluted aura or sphere of influence may be transmuted? Blessed Sheila. The use of the violet transmuting flame performs the same service to the destructively qualified energy in the aura as a combination of chemicals that is called a cleaning fluid renders to soiled garments. Cleansing the aura of impurities and consciously charging constructive qualities into the aura is a great service to those of us who must use the individual auras of students as conductors of our blessings to the race. Beloved Master, what is the difference between a sphere of influence and a force field? Beloved Sheila, there is really no difference. The beloved Mahachohan has chosen to use the word force field to convey the picture of the battery of constructively charged energy made up of the combined auras of groups of conscious students gathered together in cooperative service to mankind. The force field is made up of blended energies gathered together by angel divas and builders of form. These combine the decrees, visualizations, invocations, songs, and general application of a group of students who wish to form a radiating center for God blessings in their locality. In exactly the same manner as the individual sphere of influence is a combination of the energies released through the contributing centers of thought, feeling, and action, so is the corporate force field of the group composed of the consciousness and application of every member of that group. Beloved Master, what service does such a force field render to the world? Blessed Sheila. A force field renders several services. First, it is a magnetic center which draws the presence of the ascended masters, angelic beings, and all divine intelligences who desire always to find an open door through which to pour their radiation and blessings to mankind. As the pollen in the flower draws the bees, so does such a consciously created force field draw the presence of the beings to whom it is dedicated and for whom it has been formed. Second, it forms a concentrate of consciously qualified God energy, which is funneled down from the octaves of light and which provides a spiritual nourishment to all those who enter that force field beyond the natural radiation ordinarily present in the sphere in which the individual dwells. Third, it forms a radiating center of these same God qualities into the atmosphere and locality in which it has been built. It acts as a physical sun itself, sending forth light, warmth, nourishment, and God's gifts into the city, town, or village where it has been created and where it is sustained by rhythmic attention to its presence. Fourth, it provides an ever-present conductor, which the guardian intelligences of this universe may use, upon a moment's notice, to flash forth protection, purification, balance, healing, or harmony where the need arises. Thus, much time is saved, which would ordinarily have to be employed in creating such a funnel through which to give blessings and protection in times of crisis. Beloved Master, what form does such a force field take? Blessed Sheila. It takes different forms according to the particular types of students who are developing such a magnetic and radiating center. Sometimes the leader chooses a design and the form is built by the obedient angel divas and builders of form around the thought form of the leader. Sometimes, when such a one does not take the initiative, the force field assumes the pattern of an etheric focus, which previously was active in the locality. Oftentimes, it has only a vague, blurred outline and looks like a vapory cloud in the atmosphere. Of course, the more perfect the mental design of the force field, the more it is shared by the conscious, creative centers of the students, the more value it is to the hierarchy. Beloved Master, we are told that these force fields, such as those gathered over churches during devotional services, are dissipated after the ceremony and returned to the unformed. Blessed Sheila. This is true except where conscious intelligences choose to sustain the form as a permanent radiating center in the atmosphere and sphere in which they have been created. As you have seen clouds dissipated by the winds, so does the form of a beautiful song, prayer, or invocation melt into the atmosphere where the intelligence who has coalesced it in mind, feeling, and the spoken word relinquishes the magnetic center through the attention, and the life returns to the unformed. However, when angel divas, builders of form, or elemental spirits volunteer to ensoul a beautiful form or force field, it can be sustained for as long as the intelligence chooses to use his own coalescing power as a magnet to retain it. The constant feeding of the force field by rhythmic worship, classwork, decrees, visualization, and songs strengthens it also, increasing it in size, symmetry of outline, magnetic power, and radiating strength as a sphere of influence in a community. Beloved Master, it would seem then that the purification and mastery of our individual sphere of influence would not only contribute to the light of the world, but help us to contribute a constructive battery of harmoniously qualified energies to the particular force field we are privileged to nourish by our presence. Blessed Sheila, you have spoken truly. More than words, does the silent radiation of your sphere of influence contribute to the light of the world, stimulate the spiritual centers in your fellow man, and generally make of you a conductor of our blessings in this world of form.